Well, all my life I've always wanted to be somebody. But now I see I should have been a little more specific. Now I worry about whoever thought up the term quality control thought if we didn't control it, it would get out of hand or something.
Quality's getting out of hand.
You know, when I was a kid, I was told anybody could become president, and now I believe it. Everybody knows good judgment comes from experience, and experience, well, that comes from poor judgment. Learned everything. Now I know everything, yeah. You know, I think we should all pay our tax bill with a smile. I tried, but they wanted fucking cash. Rembrandt painted 700 pictures in his lifetime. And do you know that Americans have all 7,000 of them? When I first moved to this small town in North Carolina, I asked someone if there were any great men born in this town, and they said, hell no, they're all little babies. Yeah, my bank sent me a letter saying it's the last time they're going to spend 50 cents to tell me I got 2 cents in my bank account. Oh, well. And I told my boyfriend the other day, hey, the bank returned your check, and he smiled and said, wow, great. What can I buy with it this time?
Dumbass.
Yeah. Last time I saw my ex, it was his birthday, and I said I wanted to give him something he needed, but I didn't know how to wrap up a big bathtub. My great aunt, she waited so long for her ship to come in, her pier collapsed. His wife asked her husband, what do you like most of me, my pretty face or my sexy body? And he looked at her from head to toe and he said, I like your sense of humor.
Damn.
Wife says, I look fat. Can you give me a compliment? And the husband says, you've got perfect eyesight.
Cool.
Husband says, honey, your butt's getting really big. It's bigger than the barbecue grill. Later that night in bed, the husband made advances toward her. She completely brushed him off. He's like, what's wrong? And she says, do you really think I'm going to fire up this big-ass grill for one little weenie? Come on, buddy.
Damn.
Home from her doctor's appointment, grinning ear to ear, and her husband says, why are you so happy? Wife says, Doc told me that for a 45-year-old woman, I've got the breasts of an 18-year-old. Oh, yeah, her husband? What do you say about your 45-year-old ass? She said, oh, your name never came up. This guy goes to see a wizard. He says, can you lift the curse that a priest put on me years ago? Maybe, says the wizard. Can you remember the exact words of the curse? And the man says, I pronounce you man and wife. Oh, well, a guy put out a classified ad and it said, wife wanted. And the next day he got hundreds of responses, and they all said, you can have mine. Two men visit a prostitute, and the first man goes in the bedroom, and he comes out 10 minutes later. He says, heck, my wife's better than that. Second man goes in, he comes out 10 minutes later, says, you know what, your wife is better than that.
Oh.
Ow. Maria, she's a Catholic. She got married. She had 15 children. After her first husband died, she remarried and had 15 more children. Well, a few weeks after her second husband died, she passed away, and at her funeral, the padre looked skyward and said, at last, they're finally together. And the sister sitting in the front row goes, Father, a padre? You mean she and her first or second husband? And the padre says, I mean her legs are together. Yeah, this wife trying to set up a new password on their computer. Husband puts, my penis. And the wife falls on the ground laughing because the screen says, error, not long enough. This little boy's out trick-or-treating at Halloween dressed like a pirate. He rings the doorbell and the door's opened by a lady. Oh, how cute, a little pirate. Where are your buccaneers? And the boy goes, under my bucking hat. Teacher asked Jimmy, "Why is your cat at school today, Jimmy?" And Jimmy was crying. He said, "Well, because I heard my daddy telling my mommy I'm going to eat that pussy once Jimmy leaves for school today."
Fuck.
Mom's in the kitchen making dinner for the family, and the daughter walks in. "Mom, where do babies come from?" And the mother thinks and goes, "Well, dear mommy and daddy, they fall in love and they get married, and one night they go in their bedroom and they kiss and hug and have sex." And the daughter's like puzzled. So the mom goes, "And that means that the daddy, he puts his penis in the mommy's vagina, and that's how you get a baby, honey." And she seems like she understands. And she says, "Well, I see, but the other night when I came in your room, you had daddy's penis in your mouth. What do you get when you do that?" "Oh," the mother says, "jewelry, my dear, jewelry." This elderly man's telling his neighbor, "I just bought a new hearing aid. It cost me $4,000, but it's the state of the art. It's just perfect." "Really?" says the neighbor. "What kind is it?" "Oh, it's 1230. This 92-year-old man's walking through a park and he sees a talking frog, picks up the frog, and the frog says, "If you kiss me, I'll turn into a beautiful princess and be yours for a week." The old man puts the frog in his pocket, and the frog's screaming, "Hey, if you kiss me, I'll turn into a beautiful princess and make love to you for a whole month." The old man looks at the frog and says, "At my age, I'd rather have a talking frog." Yeah, on hearing that her elderly grandpa passed away, a woman went to her grandparents' house to visit her 95-year-old grandma and comfort her. Well, when she asked how her grandfather had died, the grandmother said, "He had a heart attack while we were making love on Sunday." And surprised, the woman said, "Oh my gosh, you're almost 100 years old. I can't believe that." "Oh, no, many years ago. Realizing our advanced stage, we figured best time to do it's on Sunday morning when the church bells ring, and that it's just the right rhythm, nice and slow and even, nothing strenuous, simply ding, in on the ding, out on the dong." And then she wiped a tear away and she said, "Some bitch still be alive today if that fucking ice cream truck hadn't come along."
Oh, man.
Drugs don't kill people. People who run out of drugs kill people.
So true.
You know, you've got to hand it to blonde prostitutes.
Blind.
I tried to join Kleptomaniacs Anonymous meeting, but all the seats were taken. This Roman walks in and he goes, "A Martinez, please." Barman says, "You mean a martini?" Roman says, "If I wanted a double, I would have asked for one."
Yeah.
This man says to me, "I'm going to attack you with the neck of a guitar." I said, "Is that a fret?"
Guitar jokes, my favorite.
Well, one time my friend who was teaching next to me at the alternative school, some kid says to her, "Miss Judy, what's apathy?" And she was grading papers at the time. She goes, "I don't know and I don't care." And the kid goes, "Oh." And she said, "No, that's what apathy is. I don't know and I don't care." And the kid's like, "Oh." Right.
Okay.
Alone, day 1 on a shipwreck diary. I'm alone. I'm doing well. Mentally sound. I met a crab. Day 2, I'm a shipwreck. Crab. Day 3, I have eaten my husband. You know, I wonder what "don't touch" is in Braille. How do you do that?
Shot.
Doctor to give me something for persistent wind. He gave me a fucking kite. Good thing about life is that even if you're crap at it, you're guaranteed at least 2 certificates.
Yeah, birth and death.
I'm sorry and I apologize. They mean the same thing, unless you're at a funeral. I'm sorry, I killed your daddy.
Oh.
Don't you hate it when people answer their own questions? I do. Research shows that 6 out of 7 dwarfs aren't happy. Velcro. What a ripoff. My dyslexia, it just hit a new owl. The man in the orthopedic shoes says, I stand corrected. What Iran needs now is more modern, moderate leader. Mullah Light. It's difficult explaining puns to kleptomaniacs. They're always taking things so literally. Masochist says, hurt me. Sadist says, no. Preparation H is pretty good on the whole. When you get angry, count to 3. When you get to 2, throw the punch. They won't be expecting it. A woman asks the barman for a double entendre, so he gives her one. The police arrested 2 kids yesterday. One was drinking battery acid. The other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off. Jesus goes into a hotel. He hands the receptionist 3 nails and says, can you put me up for the night? All right, that's mine for the night, boys and girls.
Oh,
why
that's
not?
great.